Welcome back to the Ango Podcast, a BBM product. This week, we're going to do the top 10 series slash movies on streaming services. And go, guys!
Well, to clarify, we're doing streaming originals only.
Yes.
So that doesn't count series that found a second life on streaming, i.e. Arrested Development, originally on Fox, then had a season or two on Netflix. Doesn't count. Has to be an original streaming. And we're kind of doing this to coincide with the release of HBO Max.
A little bit. They don't have any good original programs right now, except for Not
The
Too
Snyder
Late
Cut
Tonight with Elmo. That's a legitimate show they have that I have not checked out. I don't know.
And we're not counting their backlog either, right?
What do you mean?
Like HBO originals will count for HBO Max. I just wanted to make sure to clarify.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they have some new romance show that totally didn't interest me. I didn't count it. But I didn't want to watch it. There's going to be a lot of those on this list. Be like, I heard good things, but I didn't watch it. Ojo is one of them. I tried to watch that. It was suggested to us by one of our viewers.
Which was this?
OKGA. It's a movie, Netflix movie, basically basically
super pig.
Super pig gets adopted by a couple of farmers from around the world. Sort of a Korean. I believe it's a Korean. Someone said it was heartwarming. It made them cry. I was like, okay, bored now.
That's because
that's
you have
me.
no heart.
Exactly. I'm a heartless bastard.
You need fucking Matai or whatever.
My first pick will be something I've been avoiding, and it's The Marvelous Miss Maisel. That's actually a good show. Fleabag, I tried that too. Another one of those Amazon things. I did not like that. I like the whole Zach Morris talk, breaking the fourth wall, but the show was just about a horrible person who did anything she wanted. But Marvelous Miss Maisel, historical comedy. Lenny Bruce. What's the hate about throwing Lenny Bruce into a historical comedy?
Yeah, when I first read your message about that earlier, I thought it was a Miss Marple. I was like, wow, that's an interesting choice for Brian. I don't know if you know Miss Marple.
From Agatha Christie?
Yeah, there's a series in the UK.
Hercule Poirot. I know someone did that. Some famous John Malkovich did a Hercule Poirot, and that wasn't. I think he did that for Amazon Prime.
Oh, I like Poirot. I like Poirot a lot.
Yeah, but John Malkovich is Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, no, I don't see that working at all.
It was the ABC murders, also something that's been done to death.
Definitely off topic, but if we ever did a top 10 most overrated actors, John Malkovich would be high on my list.
Oh, he was also in a new series on Netflix, which looked boring. It looked good, but it also looked boring as shit. Space Force. Steve Carell's the lead. It did not interest me.
The preview for that looked good.
Yeah,
it did not.
It looked good.
It did not look good. It looked like Steve Carell doing his Steve Carell things. But I'm not the biggest fan of Steve Carell. If someone wants to put it on the list, it had John Malkovich, so that should be no points.
Bill, what came to your mind for this list?
Stranger Things.
Sure.
Obvious pick. At least the first season was awesome. Second season had its things. All these series seem to go downhill after a while, but that's to be expected.
Just like you.
Damn.
Yeah, my breasts are going so low now. And my earlobes, they're practically touching my toes. Age droops. Shit.
That's just gravity.
Brian's been doing a lot of deep web stuff, so maybe he doesn't believe in gravity anymore.
I'm actually a flat earther now and believe God was a spaghetti monster from Mars. Cousins to biker mice from Mars, in fact.
Yeah, Brian just hopes for flat earth because he hoped for a flat chest, so his saggy boobs weren't an issue anymore. That was a bit of a walk. We walked around the world for that joke. I apologize.
Well, at least the world is flat for that, so it's not a globe.
I don't have too many, but I'll just throw out one of the most obvious ones, The Mandalorian.
Yeah. I even got into it. Probably the only minus is so early, the Baby Yoda thing. Overall, a good series.
That's actually an interesting point. I would not have minded 1 or 2 episodes of the Mando just being the Mando before you introduce the Baby Yoda. That's a really good point. Yeah. And I've been told I have a resemblance to Pedro Pascal.
You do.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I have no clue who that is.
You killed her! You raped her!
Okay.
Come to Dorne. I don't know. Dorne is great.
The Viper.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I thought you were going to go with Narcos, but yeah.
I haven't seen it.
No,
neither have I. So, can't vote.
Oh, was he Pedro? Fucking Pedro? Or Pablo Escobar? Was he Pablo?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
I want to watch it now.
Yeah, that was about him. At least the first 2 seasons.
No, but like, was Pedro Pascal Pablo Escobar in the show?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. But the guy who played him did an excellent job.
Because normally that role has historically gone to, the fuck's his name? He was in Patriot Games. The older Spanish guy, kind of portly. I don't know his name. Doesn't matter.
I know who you're talking about, but yeah.
What else you got, Brian? I think it's your turn.
Well, before we get too far, do we want to do the couple of internet shout-outs that we got this week?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that way we don't, take anything off the list for them. Lauren brought up Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt from Netflix.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Great show.
Solid show.
Fantastic.
That was actually on our top 10 for another category, I think, wasn't it? Like shows of the last decade or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, Titus was a fantastic character. Kind of made the show for me.
This is another show on I think it's Netflix. It's been pretty popular. Randy brought up Outer Banks on Facebook.
I watched the preview for that. It looked like it could be good, but I've been straying away from teen-centric. I saw someone mention 100, and I like the concept of the 100. It doesn't fit this list, of course, because originally a CW thing, but too teen-centric, too Lord of the Flies. But that aside.
Yeah, I mean, Randy says her favorite was Mandalorian, but we already brought that up on the list, so I figured
sorry.
I'd give her another one there. And Doug actually brought up a couple. Altered Carbon would probably be at least the first season.
I can back Doug on that. I did not. The second season's painful, but the first season was pretty good.
Is it Altered Carbon or Ultra Carbon?
Altered.
Okay.
Changed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first season was good. I hated the second season.
Yeah, I had trouble with the second season. It wasn't about the acting. It's just...
No, the writing. It was just terrible.
Yeah.
It was like somebody made a fanfic of the first season and they just went with that.
But they did have an animated movie or series, which was pretty decent. It was set in Japan.
Of course, you would like that.
Well, yeah, he was basically a Yakuza.
Yeah,
that character as a Yakuza with a badass female protagonist. That animated adaptation of it was pretty good, but also Animatrix. Add anime to anything, it's slightly better or worse.
I liked some of the Animatrix.
Yeah, some of it was weird, but
yeah.
And talking about that, I have to nominate. No one's gonna back me on this, but Devilman Crybaby. That was probably the best adaptation of that series ever.
Devilman Crybaby?
Yeah.
That's a Matrix thing?
No, it was very trippy. It reminded me of the anime Matrix, and maybe even one of the producers did it. But it was definitely one of the best source materials done in a very unique way. And Netflix brought to you by Netflix, so you got to give them props for that. For all the what on the fucking world, whatever that one about the sociopath thinking about killing that girl because he's a sociopath and want to kill something. That's something that I heard, but End of the fucking world as I know it, as we know it, or something like that. End of the fucking world, I think.
I mean, we mentioned it earlier, but a lot of these shows seem to go downhill a little bit after the first couple of seasons.
Can't help
I
that.
feel like they should, on the whole, they should probably adopt the British model for a lot of these streaming shows of having contained series, and if they genuinely have another good idea, do another series. I think you'll still have some of that tired reiteration stuff, but I think it'd be a little better. But Orange is the New Black. My sister got me into it.
Yep.
In the first couple of seasons, really enjoyed. Shout out to the chick that played Donna. Finally got to see her tits, so that was great.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, she's
Although
very
she was
nice.
super annoying in the show.
Yeah,
She was a
but
bit
it
of a
made
bitch.
it pretty
yeah.
far before it sort of. That probably went the longest without going downhill. I think it was season 3 or 4 where it lost me.
I think Channing Tatum was in there too. I love Channing Tatum.
As one of the cops who got the chick pregnant.
Or no, I'm sorry, not Channing Tatum. Stockard Channing.
Okay.
No clue who that is.
Yeah, she was in The West Wing. Abigail Bartlett.
I know Miss Janeway was in there, and she was a good role.
Yeah, she had a great role too. Yeah.
Red.
The protagonist is the one who annoyed me the most.
Oh,
I think
God, Pepper
everyone
was
felt the
terrible.
way.
Yeah. I wonder if she knew that when she helped write the show, that everybody was gonna hate her or hate her
What,
character.
the one based
Good
on
question.
her?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure she helped make the show, because that was where
it was originally
yeah.
a book, and they turned it into a
Yeah.
series, which dragged out. It dramatized the story, of course. 'Cause
I wonder how
was
she feels about the fact
everyone
that
hating.
hates her. Yeah.
That's a good
Sorry,
question.
you were lagging there. I thought you had stopped talking.
Nope, just talking
my bad.
nonsense.
The Extraction.
Just watched it today. Yeah,
What'd you think?
I liked it.
I mean, there wasn't much to it.
No, not a lot. Just an action flick, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Okay,
Good
I
popcorn
didn't-
flick. Great leading man. It was almost John Wicky in some ways. I mean, John Wick blows it out of the water overall. But yeah, I thought it was fine. I like to see Chris Hemsworth in that kind of more adult role. He sold it really well for me, honestly.
There's a couple things I actually liked. One, the production value was good.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, for a lot of these movies, not all, but for a lot of them, even though they're Netflix, they don't feel like made for TV. They feel like they have full production value, like you'd see in the theater. That movie could easily have been something that was a theatrical release, to my mind.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And I think I bet you there have been meetings about that specifically, where they don't want to make these original products feel like made for TV products. They want it to feel like a movie, like you would see in a movie theater.
Yeah, and I felt like it was a little, it was a little original in a few ways, which I appreciated. One, they didn't go for the whole either foreigner or expat that they're trying to save thing, which it gets kind of old and tiresome, whenever they do one of these, we got to go in and extract or save somebody. It's always just somebody that was like a tourist or some rich person that got kidnapped while they were on vacation. They actually went with somebody, the kid being from Mumbai,
Yeah, I exclaim fairly easily, truth be told, in movies, but I definitely exclaimed spoilers, I guess, in very early in the movie where the kid was at that nightclub and his buddy gets shot in the face. I think I audibly exclaimed, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
because I just was not expecting that at all.
And I also like the fact that he wasn't just some American guy.
Yes,
I don't know. They
absolutely.
always go for the ex-U.S. military special forces guy, blah blah blah. Like they just let him, kind of play himself with his accent and other things, and made him from Australia. So I appreciated that.
I wish they would just let him have his real accent more. I mean, even Idris Elba gets a fair amount of roles where he's a British guy.
Yeah. So that I thought was good. But
before we move on, at least a suggestion that I don't even know fits, but I believe it fits: The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I I wouldn't watch it because it's a spin-off of Riverdale, so I hated Riverdale. It was just a god-awful CW show. But I think Netflix got the spin-off. It's worth mentioning, but my real pick is two things. The Boys, which is better.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Oh, sorry. Umbrella Academy was the better one. The Boys was a close second in the subversive superhero genre. The only reason I pick Umbrella Academy is it had a definitive season where The Boys left you on a cliffhanger.
Sure.
I mean, I know you aren't familiar with either because they're both Prime. Well, one's a Prime product, The Boys. And you're missing out on Prime, Mike. Like maybe one or two shows.
I do want to watch Jack Ryan. I thought about getting Prime just to see Jack Ryan.
I don't want to see Jack Ryan. Anything attached to Tom Clancy, I'm like, okay, the man's been dead. Why are you fucking him in his corpse? Why he's spinning? Why do they do this?
I love the character of Jack Ryan.
I never really got into him. I always liked Alex Cross. Even when Tyler Perry played Alex Cross, he's a better character. But of course, you're a banker, so of course you would like a little ninny like Jack Ryan.
Wait a minute, excuse me. And Bill, I know you had something to say there, but Jack Ryan was a former U.S. Marine who broke his back during a training event and still finished the academy in 9 months after breaking his fucking back.
Not this new Jack Ryan. Sorry. Not this new Jack Ryan.
Well, then he was an analyst for the CIA and got out of the life and got called back in from James Earl Jones in fucking Patriot Games or whatever, or the other one, Clear and Present Danger. I always get them confused. I'm talking about Harrison Ford fucking
okay.
buying a helicopter in Colombia and putting Willem Dafoe on there with the drunk pilot. Great character. I haven't even read any of the books with Jack Ryan to my knowledge. I've read some Tom Clancy, but I don't think Jack Ryan was in any of them. And I still love the character. So, just chill. Jack Ryan was not a ninny, okay, Brian? He was just an analyst who had a medical thing.
They made him into a ninny, so you should be pissed if you watch this new series.
See, that's absurd because fucking John Krasinski got so jacked for that role. So how can he... Oh, yeah, I'm a ninny, but I go to the gym fucking 8 times a week and fucking...
What's 0 times 100? It's still 0, Mike.
Okay.
He's probably more
Thanks for the lesson,
me,
Doc.
But
how dare you disrespect Jack Ryan?
I'm not disrespecting old Jack Ryan. I know nothing about the old Jack Ryan. Obviously,
then shut your mouth, Brian.
Storied history. I know about the new Jack Ryan, and he's a ninny. So, Bill,
throw my beer at
suggestion. I'll throw one right back.
You good? You guys good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're always good.
Touch gloves.
Yeah.
There's no clue.
All right.
What my camera's showing. I'm on my list right now.
I don't know if we got any Hulu mixed in there, but Future Man.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah,
you haven't seen Future Man? Oh my god!
I might be mixing that up with something else, but I think I know what you're talking about. It's a really weird series.
It's really weird, but it's hilarious.
I never got into it, but it's interesting. It's really absurd.
It is. I'll give you that.
It lost me.
That's the whole point, is the absurdity. Yeah.
Yeah, I
feel like you'd really like it, Mike. Honestly,
really?
If you have access to Hulu, highly recommend watching.
It is extremely It's brain breaking, but it's meant to be that way. Really is meant to break the brain with the contradictions.
Yeah.
He's really a loser, and people come back. You're the hero.
Is there a bundle with Disney Plus and Hulu?
Yeah. Disney Plus, Hulu, and I think ESPN for... I think that's the one we got. It's like, if you want the commercial free, it's like $12. If you want the regular, it's a little cheaper. $8, $9, I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe you'll upgrade. I'm kind of surprised that Disney Plus let me re-up my early bird thing where it's like $7 a month.
Well, a lot of those have it where you can like pause it for a while and that kind of shit.
Sure. But yeah, I don't want to get Hulu mainly because of Letterkenny, which was not an original.
Ads. Hulu with ads is ass.
Yeah, no, I don't like it with ads.
No, fuck that. That defeats
That's
the
the whole
purpose.
point.
We
Yes.
got Hulu with ads for our phones, so we don't actually pay
Unless you just kept the ads at 20 seconds. I could stomach that. Literally 20 seconds, no longer.
90
Yeah.
seconds.
And max
Sometimes.
to a show.
I could stand maybe if it was one of those deals where it plays before the show, and then you get like an uninterrupted show. Okay, I'll deal with a 30-second ad before the show or something like that. But other than that, man, when I go and watch regular TV, I'm like, oh my god, the friggin' commercials drives me nuts.
I can't do it, man.
It's been
Yeah, I can't do
over
it.
2 years now since we've had any cable or anything else besides streaming services.
We have
Yeah,
no
fuck all that.
toleration for ads anymore. Unless
Yeah,
they're before. Or skip.
Well, I mean, because then you can ignore it, right? You start the show, you go get your drink, whatever, blah, 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 and you come back and you're not interrupted throughout the show. It's
Absolutely.
really, it's almost weird and jarring now because it's been so long. You're watching at somebody's house, or like go back to my father's house, you're watching some TV show and you're like, what was that?
It's awful.
Oh, yeah, commercials. I
Yeah.
forgot about those.
It's literally like 5 minutes at a clip of just.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, honestly.
Damn
Ozark.
millennials killing commercials.
Ha, yeah.
Gonna
We're assholes.
eat some oatmeal and rage.
Ozark!
Ozark.
Jason Bateman!
Yeah.
I only watched the first season, admittedly, but even the first episode warrants it being on this list, I feel. Because, have you guys seen it?
Yeah, I watched it.
No, it's not my cup of tea. I'll just freely admit that sort of weird drama mystery thing ain't really for me.
Do you mind if I drop a minor spoiler, Brian?
Go ahead. I'm not going to watch it, probably. Or
In the
this is
first
more likely
episode-
to get it to me.
Jason Bateman and his business partner were kind of in bed with the cartel, and the business partner was fucking the cartel without Jason Bateman's awareness.
Yep.
And so they kill the business partner, and like the secretary, or I'm not sure the chick's role, I don't remember the chick's role, had to go pee. So she goes to the bathroom, and one of the henchmen like shoots her through the bathroom door. It's fucking dark, and that's another thing that I exclaimed at when I was watching with Alex. It's like, holy shit!
Ow.
It was
Yeah.
it was very real. And then when he was trying to get his money out of the bank, and they had like federal officers in the vault or whatever because they assumed he'd been kidnapped. And he was like, here's what's going to happen. You're going to put my $8 million in this suitcase right now, or I'm going to go upstairs and start telling people I can't get my money. Great show. At least, again, the first episode alone warrants it being on the list, in my opinion.
It gets to be a little much, to be honest. It's almost
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching.
headache-inducing, especially when you get into the second season, which wasn't as good in my opinion, but that's kind of what happens. But it's still a good show, though. It's still worth watching. But man, you're just like, oh my god, why are you doing that? Just all the time watching it.
That would
Yeah, Alex
kill
and I
me.
we were talking about that too, where you realize that it's just, obviously you have to put the main characters in more dramatic situations because that's the show, but it does get pretty tiresome after a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go with Good Omens, Prime exclusive.
Oh yeah,
David
I've seen bits and
Tennant.
parts of that. Yeah.
It's a really good show. It is.
I love
absurd.
David Tennant.
Yeah, the whole cast is good, except for the kids. Kids are always tough to work with, so I always forget kids when they're bad actors, and they're not the worst actors. They're just on this side, on the bad side of average. So it's
That actually
acceptable.
might make a good topic. Top 10 performances by children.
It's really hard.
It is. Yeah, Dakota Fanning fucking killed it in a lot of her roles. The kid that was in Grand Budapest Hotel, I thought he did a great job. The guy that played Zero.
And I
Who's a
think Brian
minor.
did really well as a child actor.
Oh yeah, Macaulay Culkin. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Macaulay Culkin.
I loved it when you tried to murder Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
I thought it was Elijah Woods.
Oh yeah,
My
tried to murder him
analog.
too. Very
Okay.
murdery.
Very murdery as a child. I know.
Yeah.
Or
Wait,
the
Kevin
psychic-
McAllister tried to murder Elijah Wood?
No.
The good son.
Oh
Good son.
yeah,
He literally
yeah,
tried
yeah.
to kill his stepbrother
Right.
or brother.
That was a fun
Hey,
movie.
did we mention Atypical? I'm feeling like it got mentioned, but
Oh,
overshadowed.
that was because of my post-it note.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll put it on the list. Atypical.
Yeah,
Okay.
good show.
I mean, you're dealing with the autistic main character, and it's very enjoyable, very relatable. You hate the mother, but you can understand her, but you still hate her.
I'm
Why?
surprised you liked the show. I liked it. It's a good show.
It's a good comedy. Deals with a real issue. I mean, I feel like I'm sort of autistic some of the time. I think everyone's sort of autistic in some way, so you should be able to relate to it. And the sister's pretty good. I mean, overall, the characters are good, except for the mother, which you're meant to hate. That's fine.
I was gonna say, I guess that makes her a good character as well, since you're kind of
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going to argue against it. You want to hate her.
you do, man. She's
In this first
she is
season,
terrible.
even in the second season. And I don't think any of us brought up Black Mirror. Do you guys think the show's bad, or have we not gotten to it yet?
I feel like I tried to watch a couple of episodes, and I was just like, man, I can't do it.
Okay. Overall, it was a good show, I think. And of
I never
course,
saw
Lock and Key. I think we brought it up in our.
That was going to be my next one, was Lock and Key.
Oh, sorry. You
No, you're
continue
good.
with Lock and Key. Explain what it is for the uninformed.
I mean, it was pretty popular here a couple months ago, but yeah, it was. Isn't it based off of a series of books or something?
Yeah.
The Latchkey Kid? Is that the Latchkey Kid?
Uh,
No,
no, it's
Lock and
Netflix,
Key.
Mike. You should be familiar with it.
No, but the series of books that it's based on.
No, it's based on Lock and Key by one of my
Oh.
favorite horror authors, the son of Stephen King, Joe Hill.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, but it's a good show. I mean, I haven't read the books or any of the source material, but I like the show. So basically, they like the one parent is dead, the father's dead, and the mother moves back to like an old family home, which is like a mansion with their two kids. And apparently, like, their family has the ability to use these special keys that each have different powers, and they like discover this, and so there's like, I don't want to give away too many spoilers or whatever, but it's an interesting show. There's like a evil force that's trying to get the keys, and so it's kind of a
Yep.
cool thing.
Looks about right. Another thing I will mention that I didn't watch, but my wife watched, 100 Humans, reality TV. So, of course, I wouldn't watch it. But from the few parts I saw, it's worth mentioning. Basically, they get 100 people who get numbers, not names, and they do weird experiments on them. The little bit I watched of it was okay.
We're gonna bring up Picard for CBS All Access.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I did not like the first episode.
I hated Discovery. I tried to watch it. Like, I'm sorry, but something about the yet again redesigning the Klingons for no apparent reason, jammed into the middle of the timeline. I'm like,
Yeah,
come
why?
on.
Why?
Why?
Oh, to show the evolution, I guess.
Well, no, but that's the thing is like, because you have the explanation from Enterprise where they had to deal with that whole thing, and then you have the human-looking Klingons in the original series, right? And then you've got the Next Generation, which is kind of what it was in Enterprise. So before and after, you have pretty set, this is what the Klingon race looks like. And then for some reason, they're like, well, Discovery's, well, it's right before the original series, if I remember right? And then
No, technically it would be right after because they introduced Christopher
is it
Pike.
after?
Slightly
Well, it
after.
still could be right before, or right, maybe the same time period even.
It could.
I can't believe Brian hit you with an actually.
Yeah, well, actually, right.
Sorry,
So-
I found out that Christopher Pike was introduced like in the third season, and second or third season. I'm not sure which because I don't watch the show.
I did hear that, yeah.
But he was the original captain of the Enterprise, so
Yeah,
it would have
yeah.
been on a similar timeline to.
So somewhere right in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's before or after, but it's right in that same time slot. And instead of picking one of the two existing, like, I don't know, iterations of the Klingons, they completely did something different. and it wasn't just a stylistic thing. I don't know. It was like it felt weird, like with their culture, the way they spoke, like everything was different, and it was just so off-putting that I couldn't make it through the first like 2 or 3 episodes.
See, that's
Picard?
weird.
Did you
If their
make it
culture
through
was
Picard?
different.
I did.
What did you think of that?
I wasn't really 100% happy with it. It actually was very irritating to me.
The
Just
first
how,
episode just turned me off. They killed off that girl after introducing. I'm like,
yeah,
what the hell is this? Never mind.
it was extremely dystopian and a far cry from the Next Generation. It's just very weird because I feel like if you're gonna do that, you've got to do one of two things. You've either got to explain the social descent like into whatever this kind of I don't know, de-evolved or maybe even dystopian like future, right? Because
from what I hear, they tried to do it like Starfleet really has changed. They've become really horrible. I think they tried to match it too much to current day politics when Star Trek should really be removed from current day politics.
Yes, and I agree.
I mean, I understand social commentary in series, but there's a subtle touch and there's a harsh crush you touch. And I think that's what happened with Picard.
And, they play around with that some in the Next Generation where, not to get, like, too nerdy about it, but they do have, like, social issues. And even in Deep Space Nine, they go even further into it. Like, the whole, like, should the military take over in a crisis and a bunch of other stuff where they have, like, the changelings that they don't know where they are on Earth. And there's that whole,
Deep Space
thing.
Nine lost me with the whole Cisco as the prophet. That's where Deep Space Nine lost me. I'm like, oh,
The emissary, excuse me.
Emissary.
But yeah, I agree. That was pretty stale. Bejor! Oh, Bejor! Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, I will be remiss. It won't make probably the list, but maybe honorable mention, The Witcher.
Oh, sure.
It's going to come up somewhere.
It's also kind to Witcher!
Exactly. Even if not on the list, it's at least a memeable enough of a thing.
I love that we have at least one show with a bard on it, because as you know, I identify as a bard.
Have you ever played one in D&D? Or are they too useless even for you?
Briefly.
Have you guys watched Solar Opposites on Hulu?
I watched part of the first episode. It was too much for my wife, so...
Oh, you know what? I do have one. What's it called?
Nice for interrupting Bill, but go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. Solar Opposites.
No, you're good. Brian's just trying to draw the attention away from all the times he does it. Right? He's like, ooh, Mike did it once. Right?
There have been a few times in some of the other podcasts.
Bill.
I do it sometimes too, like because sometimes the frame will freeze, and I'm like, oh, they're done talking, so I'm like, oh shit.
It happens.
What are we trying to think of?
It was a Hulu original show from like a decade ago now, where it's a guy that's like a medium.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And he's stoned, and his only friend is his drug dealer.
I know what you're talking about.
It was funny.
Too stupid. It was okay. It was like Ghost Rider for stoned adults. I think that's really the market. Kids who grew up watching Ghost Rider as a kid on PBS, I think that was a show for them.
Oh, and by the way, at some point, I feel like we need to revisit the whole Picard thing. So I have a lot of feels about that one. But I digress.
Were you and Lauren calling it Spy Trek?
Yes, we were calling it Spy Trek because that's the way it felt.
Have you guys ever watched... Yeah, Deadbeat. There's also another show, I think it was a Hulu original, Last Man on Earth. I could be wrong. It might be actually Fox.
That was Fox, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sorry.
With Will Forte?
Yeah. I think the chick in that, I think what reminded me of that, your favorite, Bill, David Spades, in a movie with, I believe, that chick. It could be a different chick.
Kristen Schaal, or whatever.
What is it called? The Wrong Missy? I think he goes on some blind dates.
I feel like that's somebody different, though.
it might be someone different, but she gives me the same vibe as
Yeah.
the chick from The Last Man on Earth.
She always the girl from that movie you're talking about always reminds me of that dude that I hate from The New Guy and
Oh, sure.
the zombie show. It's like him with a wig on.
Oh yeah, didn't whatever that Korean thing, Ojo,
Okja.
didn't that have Gillibrand in it as the guy, the doctor?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Vaguely
Wasn't
remember
he...
him in it. I know it was Tilda, whatever, however you say his name.
Swinton?
Swinton, yeah. And, but yeah, I think he was in it somewhere.
I think it was like the guy judging the contest.
I really liked that movie, man. It was rough, too. Like, you watch it, you won't eat any, like, meat products for, like, 3 months because you feel, like, so fucking terrible.
I didn't get far enough. It just didn't interest me.
What about Handmaid's Tale?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I tried to
I mean,
watch
it's worth
it
a
few
mention
episodes.
just because it's popular, but I didn't like it at all either. It was boring.
Yeah.
So we're at like 20 or 22 now.
Let's see.
I got nothing else to add, I don't think. I
Lost
mentioned
in
Black
Space.
Mirror. Sorry, too many iterations. I think the movie with Joey from Friends sort of
Matt
lost me from
LeBlanc,
that.
thank you.
Yeah, Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Let Me
Actually-
Drive. That was a
Yeah.
fun movie.
No, it actually was.
That was
That's
a
a lot of
movie,
people
and
know
this
it.
was a TV series.
Yeah.
That movie soured me to the concept. But since you're bringing up useless space stuff, let me go with Carol and Tuesday. Another anime from Netflix that was decent.
I thought you were going to throw some work of yours into the mix then.
I do
talking about
horror,
useless space
not
stuff.
space.
Oh, that kind of space. I thought you meant like taking up space, yeah.
At least I try to do original stories.
Just fucking with you.
I know.
What about The Ranch? Anybody watch that on Netflix?
No, it reminded me of a sad reunion of that 70s show.
Kind of
Well, it's
was.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, but yeah.
Kind of won what?
No, I say kind of was in some ways, but yeah. I think Sam Elliott brings a lot to the show.
Yeah, I love anything Sam Elliott does.
He's delightfully ignorant. After a while, it does get old, but you kind of realize that that's the way it's written, and that's the show. Is they're like ranchers in Colorado, so you get it. But I'm like, oh my gosh.
I really wish we could include Letterkenny on this list, but that was some Canadian television station original that had a second life on Hulu.
What about The Crown?
I didn't like it. It was too boring for my taste.
Yeah.
Of course, as a Doctor Who fan, I wanted to like a Matt Smith movie, or I meant TV show, but no. Just too boring.
There was parts that I really found interesting. I did like the first season, but it did slow down pretty hardcore in a couple of the episodes and made it pretty boring.
What else you
about
got?
some of the movies? There wasn't a whole lot on, or really anything I could think of that was a good original from any of the streaming services besides Netflix. But we mentioned Extraction. I did like a few from Netflix. I liked Bright with Will Smith.
Yeah, Bright was not bad.
Everybody, I don't know, like
Shat on it.
There was like people who were like who really liked it, and then everybody else was just kind of shitting on it. I couldn't understand what their issue was with it. I like.
I don't think they
good.
like the comparison of orc to black people in this fictional world. I think that's why they were shitting on it. I didn't watch it because I've established I'm not the biggest fan of Will Smith, and Will Smith tends to consume movies he's in. That's me.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes a Will Smith movie. I'll give you that. But I like Will Smith as an actor. I like his movies, and I liked Bright. I really liked the whole what if you took high fantasy medieval times type of thing and extrapolated that out to the current day, which is what they did. I really like that.
Yeah, that's been one of the aspects of that game I've been playing, Shadowrun. Shout out Shadowrun, but it's very much the same. Where you have these typical fantasy races and classes in a dystopian cyberpunky future,
Hmm.
cyberpunk Seattle in the first game. So pretty cool game.
The Siege of Jadotville. That's kind of a little bit of a deep dive, but it was actually a really good movie.
Of Vladiville,
I,
Jadotville.
I
Jet.
never
J A
even
D.
heard of that one.
Yeah, actually, you should look it up real quick. It was actually really good. I recommend watching that one. It's about like it's actually a true story or based on a true story. So
Oh, I missed one. The Haunting of Hill House. It's a series, but it was also a movie.
I
It was
never heard about that.
Netflix. It was a
Okay,
horror.
but yeah, it was um, a squad of like people from the Irish military that have to defend this one particular fort in Africa. So
Oh, anyone get around to The Irishman or Marriage Story? Not my cup of tea, but I hear
I've
they're
gone
good.
to yeah I've gone to watch The Irishman a couple times, but it's like 3.5 hours long. It's kind of rare that I have that big of a time chunk to do that. So
Yeah, it looked
um,
like a big piece of shit to me, to be honest. I love the idea, Scorsese, De Niro teaming up again, but the de aging just looked ridiculous. And I listened to a couple of reviews, and they were saying that there was a scene, I guess, where a de aged Robert De Niro was beating the shit out of a guy, and they de aged his face, but he was still moving like a 75-year-old man or whatever. So
No
I
one,
don't
no
know.
I
one
never
went
really
with the
understand.
Adam Driver movie, Marriage Story. That was that
Didn't
was
see
a
it. I saw a
drama.
couple
I
clips
Okay.
that
didn't
looked
see it
okay.
either.
Yeah, his performance looked good. It just didn't interest me.
I never understood the whole De Niro is that type of badass anyway. Like I could see him, as a kind of a badass mobster type of guy, just his like personality. But the whole like he'll beat your ass, I don't know. Never really got that from De Niro.
No, yeah, it made more sense where he was Jimmy the Gent, from Goodfellas, where he's this
Yeah,
charismatic criminal, but he'll throw down when he has to, but he's not. That isn't his first gear.
because
I wanted to
he
like
was a
Raging Bull. I hated
because he was in that movie a couple years ago where he played a boxer, right? The Grudge or something, Grudge match with
Oh yeah,
yeah, he was supposed to
Stallone.
be
Was that him and Stallone?
Stallone. Yeah, and I'm like, are you
Stallone would
serious?
have whooped his
Stallone?
fucking ass,
Yeah,
man.
I mean it's like twice his size. Like,
Yeah.
give me a break. you know.
Well,
What
not to
else you
put too
got?
fine of a point, I think we should move on.
I do
Unless we have
have
more
one
movies.
more.
Sorry.
One more movie, I think, at least. There was two. I liked this movie. It was kind of a sci-fi thing, though, so not very popular, called Spectral. I actually ended up watching it on a flight once, and it was actually surprisingly good. But the one I really wanted to bring up was The Highwaymen.
Oh yes,
It's actually a really good movie.
I'm willing to put that on the list, even though I haven't seen it. But I've been meaning to get around to it for a long
No,
time.
yeah, it's worth watching. There
Great
was a
cast,
bunch
great
that,
concept.
yeah, bunch of movies that came out where Netflix was really trying to be like a recognized studio and like Mudbound and a bunch of I watched a bunch of them, but The Highwaymen was actually worth watching.
This is a pretty beefy list, guys.
It is. It is.
I'm gonna
We
read
could
through
probably
it.
knock a whole bunch of stuff. Do you want us to like stop you and be like, all right, take that off, or
Yes, yeah. As you hear
it's
something
so
that can just
long?
be
Yeah.
kicked, Marvelous Miss Maisel, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Outer Banks, Altered
You
Carbon,
can take Outer
Devil.
Banks off,
Yeah,
Okay.
take out Outer Banks.
especially since you guys haven't seen it.
Devilman Crybaby, Orange is the
Haven't
New
seen that.
Black.
Do you want that on there, Brian?
Not too much. I mean, it was a really good series, but since you haven't actually seen it, it's sort of hard to gauge. Same thing with.
Or if you feel strongly about something being an honorable mention, let me know
Okay.
as well.
Okay, honorable mention that for now, because I don't think any of the animations are gonna make it. Who knows?
Orange is the New
Uh,
Black.
and take off a Carol on Tuesday also, but when we get to it.
Okay, yeah, I'll get through the rest of the list. Extraction. I have written here Idris Elba is the Black Chris Hemsworth. Think of that what you will.
Okay.
I'll take that off, obviously. The Chill Adventures of Sabrina.
No,
I take that off.
we haven't watched it. It was just a mention.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
The Boys, I feel like deserves to be on the list.
Yeah.
I
Umbrella
actually think
Academy.
The Boys should be off for Umbrella Academy. I think Umbrella Academy itches it out just a little bit.
Ooh.
Just because
Bill,
of the
thoughts,
conclusive
feelings?
ending.
I like them both. I don't know if it have a conclusive ending though. I wouldn't say cliffhanger, but it wasn't really conclusive.
Yeah, it wasn't a cliffhanger.
We'll come back to it.
killed
We'll come
me
back
for
to
The
it. Let's
Boys. Okay.
let's knock off the rest of the low hanging fruit from the list here, I guess.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy, obviously. Future Man.
Knock
Ozark.
that off.
I really liked Future Man, and it was like one of the
I
only
liked
on Hulu.
it in a weird way. Okay, keep it.
We'll leave it on
there
for now. We'll leave it on for now.
Yeah.
Ozark, Good Omens, Atypical, Lock and Key, Black Mirror. I put on the list with a question mark because I wasn't sure if I wanted
would
to add it or
probably
not.
take that off. I didn't like it. I don't know if you liked it,
It's
Brian.
too inconsistent to actually
Yeah.
put on. I mean,
Off
it
the
had
list.
some really good episodes, but it's too inconsistent.
100 Humans.
Take it
Picard.
off.
Yeah, I'd take that off. 100 Humans.
Same thing with Picard.
Because we had like literally 30 on the list, so we gotta definitely knock some of these off.
Picard, I think maybe honorable mention Picard.
Oh, okay.
It's the only CBS All Access, and it was better than Discovery.
I can agree. Well, I haven't watched.
You got it, fam. The Witcher. Solar
Take
Opposites.
off Witcher. None of us
Yeah.
liked. I mean, I'm the only one who liked The Witcher.
Just a kind of... My sister loves The Witcher for somewhat obvious reasons.
It had
Which
its
is impressive
flaws.
because
It
she's
was
not
a
usually
good,
into black guy or white guys.
It's a good concept, but as a show, it was weak.
Solar Opposites. Deadbeat. I kind of
No,
want to leave
take
Deadbeat on
Solar
just because I don't
Opposites
have
off it.
many on the list.
Yeah, Solar Opposites was like a discount Rick and Morty.
I mean,
probably
it was
take that.
funny, and I liked it.
It was
but
funny, but it's
yeah.
a discount Rick and Morty. Can you really argue against it?
I don't know if I'd say, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not worth keeping on the list, but I think it's on just about on par with Rick and Morty because Rick and Morty has gotten a little.
Little shitty.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
well,
I haven't seen the current season, so I can't say about the current season.
I think they lost me shortly after Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Same here.
agree. I mean, it had some good episodes and some extremely annoying episodes, Rick and Morty.
The whole arc with the evil Mortys. Anyway, we'll move on.
No, I actually liked the Evil Morty, but that's after that, nothing. The whole
Ojo,
death
I put on the
thing.
list. I wasn't sure if we wanted to keep it.
The Okja.
Was it Okja?
Yeah.
Lost in Space.
I can't
Carol and
vote for that.
Tuesday.
Take off Carol and Tuesday.
Right, we did say that. The Ranch.
Hmm.
The
We
Crown.
can honorable mention the ranch.
Okay. The Crown.
I don't think that should
You
stay
can take
on.
that off. Yeah, we can take that off. With the list that we have, we can take it off. If it was a Netflix only list, then maybe.
Bright.
I liked it.
I
don't
liked
know,
Bright. I think
yeah.
Bright's fine. Siege of Jettville.
I
Haunting
mean,
of
you
Hill
guys
House.
haven't seen it, so we can take it off. But
I mean, it depends on how much you liked it.
I mean, I did really like it, but we can take it off. It's fine.
Haunting of Hill House. Spectral
Yeah,
and the Highwaymen.
Haunting of Hill House. Do you want to leave that on there? We can take Spectral off because nobody's going to know that one.
It was a creeping horror, but if no one's watched it, it's
Yeah,
Off
take
the
that
list.
off, yeah.
All right, so how many we got left? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. We have 19 left. We got to bump 9. Read them again. Marvelous Miss Maisel, Stranger Things, Mandalorian, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Altered Carbon, Orange is the New Black,
We can
Extraction.
take Altered Carbon can come off.
I don't know about that. I mean,
I-
the first season alone might.
The second season ruins it though, and it's like I don't know if the only one season on there that I would give is Mando because just because it only has one.
Yeah, that's the thing. It hasn't really had a chance to. That's the other thing. As we discussed before, a lot of these are bad, or at least not as
See,
good.
I don't want to be
once you
considered
get to the second
racist for
season.
saying Alter Carbon season 2 was bad.
No, God. I wasn't
I'm
even
joking.
thinking about that because they changed actors. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed sleeves. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't want to be considered racist. I don't want to take off.
I think
Bill's
if
the
the
racist.
first season, Bill's the racist. if the first
Exactly.
season of if the
All
first
right
season
there,
was
Mr. China. China.
I'm
Sorry, go
fine
ahead.
against
China-
being racist
Chinese.
against Asians. I love Asians, as that's clear. Just not
Just
the
not
Chinese
those
ones.
kinds. I know, my
Japanese,
God, you said it.
Korean.
Oh,
it's not the
God.
Chinese ones, which is actually not racist at all. That's actually pretty woke because you
I
like
have
he
no
knows the
fucking clue
difference,
about
is
that.
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think if the first season was good, I think it should stay on the list because Orange is the New Black, I feel like should at least be an honorable mention. And after you
I
get
mean, we
past
can
the first
honorable
two
mention
seasons,
it. I just, to be honest, I also had a lot of trouble getting into to Altered Carbon. It takes like 3 episodes of watching before you're really like kind of hooked in.
For the
first
time
one-
being,
that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
the
put Altered
first one
Carbon
was
and Orange is the
slow.
New
It's
Black.
still pretty solid in the beginning. It just is such a weird concept. It's hard to get into. Getting your
Yeah, because you
brain
feel like
around.
you need more backstory, and you don't get it until like the second or third episode, where because they just kind of throw you into all this mess and super sci-fi, like dark,
It does a better
world.
job than The Witcher in constructing the story,
Yeah,
but
that it does,
The Witcher, that's probably the biggest weakness of Witcher. The Witcher was a good series, it just was constructed very weirdly. So yeah, take it off, Mike, for now.
We can
Well,
honorable mention Altered
Yeah,
Carbon, though.
I put Altered Carbon and Orange is the New Black in honorable mention for now.
Okay.
Extraction, The Boys, Umbrella Academy.
As I said, I think The Boys should go off.
We could do
Umbrella
honorable
Ac-
mention for The Boys.
Yeah, and we did have like
Umbrella
literally
Academy
40
is
originally,
definitely-
so.
See, I also like the time traveling boy from the Umbrella Academy. I really like that concept, the fight scenes with that. His story, I think, makes it slightly above The Boys. That's my opinion. Boys was good.
The Boys was just a different style of show. It wasn't really about the characters and their powers and that kind of stuff. Like Umbrella Academy is more of a kind of a traditional like comic book hero show. The Boys is designed to be, different, to where the characters are extremely flawed, if not evil, so it's just kind of a different take, which I appreciate. It's something a little bit fresher, but I really like the Umbrella Academy as well. So
Okay, we can leave them both on, but out of
We
the
can-
I put The
Honorable
Boys on honorable mention for
yeah,
now.
yeah, I think that's right.
Future Man, Ozark, Good Omens.
I think we
Ozark,
should.
I say we could honorable mention Ozark.
Yeah,
I-
and again,
Yeah,
we had 40 on the list, so we're up to 6 honorable mentions at this point, which I'm fine with.
okay.
Good Omens,
I
contender.
think it stays.
I haven't watched it, so
I really feel
Okay.
strongly about that one.
Okay. Atypical,
I like that
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Lock and Key,
Yeah.
I think that'd stay on there.
It's not as good as
Deadbeat.
the
I'm gonna
comic.
bump, even though it was. I have fond memories of it. Okja,
We can bump that.
Lost in Space.
I'm against it. Just because I haven't
don't
watched
feel
it, but I didn't
Extremely
watch it.
strong about it.
Well,
Out of all
Bright
the
and
characters on
Highwaymen.
the show, I really only care about the robot and the chicken. Yeah, robot chicken. Yeah. They should just do a spin-off, robot chicken. Yeah.
So we're down to 13 on the primary list here.
Sued.
Yeah. Shh, we'll get sued. Yeah.
Early number 1, in my opinion, just based on our uniform liking of it, is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
No, I don't think we can put that. Maybe a 2. Sorry, I don't think it deserves 1. It just.
I mean, plus it won some awards, didn't it?
Yeah, won an Emmy.
Pretty,
At least
yeah,
one.
it won an Emmy.
I would say 2, definitely, but
What's the number 1 then?
really anything
Mando?
else.
Mandalorian, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't
probably
know.
Mandalorian. We all agree that's a solid series. Yeah, it's weak.
It is, but there are parts of it where I'm like, it really was riding the coattails of the whole Baby Yoda thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, there were some strong episodes, but then there was also some episodes where you're just like, what the hell,
Same thing with Kimmy Schmidt. It was a good, definitely a solid first season. Weird as all hell. Second season was okay. It started losing me in second season. I think Stranger Things had a more solid showing overall.
Yeah.
Stranger Things might be an easy number one, yeah.
It might be.
I mean, the first season, definitely. Second season, okay, I can get behind it. Third season, that's where it really started getting off board. But
Really, I thought third season brought it back.
yeah, you're right.
It was second season that was weird to me. With the
Yeah.
whole, like, her going, all
Sorry,
like,
I was
emo,
sour.
11.
You're right. I was soured
Yeah.
by the second season, and the third
Yeah.
season was started to rebuild it, but didn't quite get there. That's
I
how
think they
felt.
realized what they did, and they were like, oh, crap, we're going to bring it back to the whole
I don't.
like 80s feel.
I think just because they dropped it in the second season and they started rebuilding it back,
Yeah,
that
I
it
see
just
what you're
seemed-
saying, yeah.
you know.
They had a ways to travel back, is what you're saying. Yeah.
I still think it deserves a one spot. It was definitely the breakout hit that
Yeah.
made streaming services respectable.
Yeah,
I like the
And
cop.
then I'll give Kimmy Schmidt. I can't give Kimmy Schmidt number one. It's just too stupid, too silly.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm fine with
like it
Kimmy
at
Schmidt at
number
number two. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say, I like that at number 2. That worked for me.
Mando
I
at
like-
3.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
like Mandalorian for 3. It had its flaws, but it was a good show.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't seen it, I really want to see it, but I feel like The Highwaymen might be a good number 5. We still got to fill 4, but
Then
for
I
number
want
5.
Umbrella Academy for number 4. We were debating between Umbrella Academy and Boys. I think one of those should be high up because they're good shows.
Let me go through
Yeah.
what we have left,
I was
and then
going
we
to say,
can
we'd go through, yeah.
Marvelous Miss Maisel, Extraction, Umbrella Academy, Future Man, Good Omens, Atypical, Lock and Key, Lost in Space, Bright, and The Highwaymen. We only have our top
Marvelous
3
Miss
so far.
Maisel should probably be on the list at least somewhere.
It did win an award. A few awards, actually.
I'm going to slot it in at number 10. We can bump it up later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Extraction, I might slot in at number 9 for now.
that's actually sounds smart.
Probably end up flipping those, actually.
Yeah, because
Miss Maisel's
Distractions
better
of
than
Popcorn.
Extraction.
Yeah, not a lot of substance there. Just a fun hour and a half or whatever.
Yep.
Future Man?
I can't get. I watched a few episodes. I can't really get behind it too hard. It was just too brain breaking. Sorry, Bill, but the logic.
It was
the
funny.
It was funny, but it did break the brain.
What about Bright at number 10? And then
Okay,
Extraction, and then Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Okay.
yeah, I can get behind that. Bright had a solid concept.
Because it was good. I liked Bright, but I get the feeling that you guys like Marvelous Miss Maisel more, and I feel like Extraction was better
Yeah.
overall. Fun concept, though, for Bright. We'll give it that. And then... I mean, I've been meaning to watch Umbrella Academy, honestly, so I would not mind if it made 4 or 5 here.
Okay. I'm fine with either one. Do we want Atypical up there somewhere?
Yeah, I do want Atypical.
Do you like Atypical more, or the other one that I just said?
The
Umbrella Academy, yeah.
I
Maybe
like the more
Atypical 4?
serious.
Umbrella Academy 5?
See, we have comedy, action. I'm trying to think of the balance power scale in a list.
Yeah, you have Stranger Things, which is good balance at our number 1.
I liked Umbrella Academy probably a little bit better. As a comedy, Atypical was great, but we already have Kimmy Schmidt up there.
I mean, I don't know that we can break it down by category. It's just whatever you think is a better show. I mean, you know what I mean?
Whatever you enjoy more.
Yeah, whatever you enjoyed more.
Yeah, Umbrella Academy I enjoyed more because Atypical had its really annoying moments. They were meant to be annoying though, so that's where I'm in the contradiction. But I enjoyed Umbrella Academy more than Atypical.
Okay.
Thoughts,
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I liked them both about even. They're different, you know.
Yeah, why it's hard to judge that.
So I got Atypical at 5, Umbrella Academy at 4. We have 6 and 7 empty. And we still have Good Omens, Lock and Key, Lost in Space, and Future Man. Bill, I know you really liked Future Man. You want to put that in?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the only Hulu show or movie if we do. that's even in the. I think that's the only one that we brought up other than Solar Opposites. So.
I slotted it
Seven
in
for
at
that?
number 7, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
Lock and
I'm
Key,
be-
Lost in Space, Good Omens. Good
I'd go
Omens,
Lock
I know a
and
little
Key.
bit about, but I don't think it, compared to these other ones, I don't think Good Omens makes the list, to
No,
be
I think
honest.
it does. It's hard
I
to
think
pick.
Lock and Key is
I
better,
agree.
but
It's either I would say either Good Omens or Lock and Key.
Lock and Key.
So we got it.
Highwaymen is still... Do we relegate Highwaymen to honorable mention?
Or do you want to replace Bright with Highwaymen? Or maybe even Extraction over Highwaymen? I don't know. I didn't actually watch that one, so
I'd take Extraction over Highwaymen, even though I haven't seen it. Or because I haven't seen it, I guess.
Okay.
Thoughts, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, since you haven't seen it, I mean,
Well, as the
I
person,
thought
I
both
mean,
were
we
good.
we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
similar
yeah.
taste overall. I mean, we're not, one for one, but so I would trust your judgment either way, to be honest.
It would just depend on what kind of movie you're in the mood for. It's kind of one of those deals because
why not do a tie for number
yeah,
10 spot?
Or you could do a tie. Yeah, that's
Well,
fine.
Extraction was 9, Bright was 10. Do you want to do Bright and Highwaymen for number 10, or do you want to do Extraction Highwaymen
Sure.
for number
No,
9?
that'd be fine. Yeah. We
So
could
number
do
9 then with Extraction.
Either one, 9 or 10. I mean, they were all three of those were kind of like right there, for me. So
I'm gonna put it with Extraction at number 9.
okay,
Good Omens doesn't make the list. Honorable mention.
honorable mention. Yeah.
Yeah. It's worth mentioning.
Honorably.
It's very honorable
Kapla.
of a mention.
Okay.
Do we have
Other
a list?
thoughts, feelings? Yeah, we have the list where it's
I think
intact.
that's it.
And so the BBM Productions top 10 list for original streaming shows and movies is number 10, Bright. Fairy Lives Don't Matter. Number 9 is a tie, first ever tie, I believe. Extraction / The Highwaymen. You choose to drown when you're at the bottom of a river and you don't swim up. /
Yeah. No, I got nothing.
Woody Harrelson's gonna shoot Bonnie and Clyde in the face.
Old now.
Kevin Costner, that's a good one. If you shoot them, they will die.
That's a good one. There you go.
Number 8, The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Lenny Bruce got arrested with Miss Maisel. How amazing!
Number 7, Future Man.
You went rat hole to rat hole?
Number 6, Lock and Key.
What happened to Brody? Did he lose his soul? No, just another guy entered his body. Sounds pretty gay to me.
That does sound pretty gay. Number 5, Atypical.
Penguins, Bill. Penguins.
Yeah.
They're running amok.
Yeah.
Number 4, Umbrella Academy.
Jesus, Mike, have you seen anything?
I came back to the future to tell you that you're going to screw your mother. Right, that's Back to the Future. The world's going to be destroyed by violin.
Really? Is that part
I'm
of the
stuck
show?
with.
It's something like that.
He's like, I have a 40-year-old appetite and a 12-year-old's dinky, right?
Number 3, The Mandalorian. This is the way. I don't know why I said it like Avi. Or like
I was
fucking
wondering.
you got into Knuckles. Number 2, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Unbreakable. We alive, damn it. Those girls are strong as hell.
These females are strong as hell. Yeah.
Great intro.
Yeah.
We have several honorable mentions. Let me give you some space. Do we want to do taglines for the honorable mentions or just burn through them?
There's a lot of them, so you can just burn through.
We have a few honorable mentions here. Devilman Crybaby. Picard, or as Bill likes to call it, Spy Trek. The Ranch. Altered Carbon. Orange is the New Black. Ozark. The Boys. Good Omens. And the best streaming original show or movie is Stranger Things!
Woo.
Da, 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 da.
His
Frozen
teeth were
waffles.
going eventually.
Definitely well deserved. Thanks to all the candidates. Thanks to the streaming services for subverting.
Providing us with such pleasurable shows and, a few decent movies here and there.
I can't
Thanks
wait.
for everybody who commented and participated this week.
Yeah, please. That's a good point. There is a BBM Productions Facebook page now. Please go like that. I posted something there asking for people's opinions on this topic, but no one's liked our page, so no one saw it. So yeah, thank you to everyone that commented on Bill and Brian's Facebook posts there with your thoughts. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Check us out on Friday when we're going to do a deeper dive into the direction that streaming services are going in, where we came from, where we're going to, what they're doing today. And this is all in...
how they're going to replace us like we're replaceable pod people or the board.
Well, I think what's going to happen is in the next 10 years, streaming services will become as bad as network TV. And then it all cycles back around.
Yeah, we have some time for that, so... Rise and fall. Basic technology studies. Well,
You want to take us the rest of the way up, Brian?
yeah, well, you took most of us. Remember to
Sorry.
dislike and hate all our content and leave your comments wherever we post this. Till next time, this has been a BBM production. Bye.